Next item up is the Bicycle and Pedestrian Commission annual presentation to the council.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, and the public. We're going to be giving you a presentation tonight on the Bicycle Pedestrian Commission. To kind of kick it off, we're a 5-person commission. We serve 4-year terms. Up here with me right now is myself. I'm Zachary Hilton. This is Lionel Gonzalez and Sean Reedy. The other 2 commissioners are Chad Reeder and Leo Gonzalez. So let's go ahead and start off. While we're talking, if you have questions that you want to engage or whatever, just feel free to stop us. We're all kind of going to be tag teaming and taking little portions of it. Okay. So strategic plan, work plan. These are going through our accomplishments. The strategic plan is our guiding document and changes throughout the year. It's located on our section of the website. It contains our logo, invitations to the public, action plans, grants, and bike ped projects. It allows new commissioners that come on board to get caught up before their first meeting. It's also a great tool for long-term sustainability for the commission and allows for transparency. The work plan that we presented to you guys earlier this year is also on the website, and it provides a forward look at what we are working on, and it's based off of City Council goals. We have created all of our own written documents that you'll see on the website, and we don't utilize any staff time for that. We've developed relationships in the city commissions, committees, city staff, Gilroy Unified School District, and even through regionally through the county, state, and some national level. We've reached out to work with all of them. We collaborated with the Parks and Rec Commission for an outdoor BMX track, a dirt and asphalt pump track, and having city email addresses that was established last year in the budget really helps that professionalism and to continue these relationships. We work closely with the Santa Clara County Public Health, Bay Area Ridge Trail Council, Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition, the VTA, California Strategic Growth Council, and the National Complete Streets Coalition. We do have representation through VTA on the VTA BPAC, which represents the county, and that's Carolyn Schmandel. She just got reappointed again for a 2-year position. So she sits on the Bicycle Pedestrian Advisory Committee and reports back to us each month at our regular meeting. She actually has her own spot on our agenda. We participated in Santa Clara County's Let's All Go to the Park series, Safe Routes to School walking audits, and the Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition's annual Bike to Work Day, Bike Summit, and the California Walks Ped Count Summit. We've been very busy. We get to participate in the next budget process. And we're happy to have that. Finance came to our October meeting and presented us the process for the upcoming budget. And in November, we'll be submitting our requests and projects. And of course, they are aligned with the City Council's top 5 strategic plan goals and our current work plan. When it comes to public outreach, we contribute letters, open letters to the Dispatch, the Gilroy Life, social media posts, participate in local and regional meetings, and we make sure to include the city's PIO in all of our events. Our monthly award is a great way to interact with the public, recognize those that strive to make Gilroy a better place in regards to any bike ped activities. You can find that nomination form on our website, and it's also a great tool for recruitment to commissions. So I'm going to let Lionel talk a little bit about this year's Bike to Work Day.
Good evening, City Mayor and City Council. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 24th annual Bike to Work Day that we hosted this year. We supported the Energizer stations for 2018 Bike to Work Day on May 10th. Over 400 Energizer stations were located along local bike commute rides in all 9 Bay Area counties to provide free beverages, snacks, and a good cheer to the bicyclists that participated. In our continued partnership with the Silicon Valley Bike Coalition, the City of Gilroy's Bicycle Pedestrian Commission once again participated and cheered on Bike to Work Day event participants and commuters located in the Caltrain station. The goal is to begin to change the car culture within local businesses, communities, and folks that commute to work. want to thank City Council for their continued support and look forward to next year's event and expect an increase of participant. To that note, this year, we had 51 participants versus the 27 participants of last year. A couple of observations. The event was well welcomed by all commuters. It was fun, it was informative and energizing. It's also great to see that some of the tech companies also support bike commuters with adding bicycle racks to the shuttles that take them to work every day. As a user and rider of those shuttles, I really appreciate that. It was great to see some participation by city employees. Also want to take the time to recognize City Councilman Dan Harney for his outreach and his participation on that event.
That's Lionel's little boy right there too on the picture. So first up is you guys approved our ordinance. So we passed an amendment to our commission ordinance so that we could be more effective and have a voice for bike ped projects and ensure transportation projects include complete streets, which we believe should be a way of life and not chosen just for specific projects. So thank you to the City Council for approving these changes. Another change that came through was professional development training. Council approved a budget amendment for each commission and committee to have a $1,000 training budget to include the purchase of business cards as well. The return of investment was 3 of our commissioners got to attend, along with the VTA BPAC rep, Carolyn, and city staff sat with us as well. We got to attend the annual Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition Bike Summit, where I also got to have a chance to be on a moderated panel talking about advocacy. But there we were able to make contacts, build relationships in the region, and we received education to bring back to the commission in the city. Sean Reedy was also able to attend a conference called PED Counts in San Jose, which is put on by California Walks. I was able to make a few of VTA's free trainings at their headquarters in San Jose, which they're in a group setting of a webinar. That's free training that's offered to us. So on our all of our training, we have basically paid stuff and then we have free stuff. We still have $500 left in the budget. We have half the year to go, and we have several trainings identified, and we hope that this budget item will continue for our commission in the next budget process. It's something that we're going to be pushing for. And like I said before, we have a mix of free and paid opportunities. Another thing that you're going to be seeing coming up is recording of select commissions, audio video recording of select commissions and committees, such as tonight, what's being recorded. We started this process by first attending the Open Government Commission meeting. We're asking that select commissions and committees be audio and video recorded for increased transparency. Many from the community feel as if projects are brought up for public view too quickly and they have no time to react. When in fact many projects and ideas come through select commissions and committees months, if not years, before they are even presented to council. For instance, the Hecker Pass Ag Tourism Project. The Bicycle Pedestrian Commission saw this project come in 2 different meetings in 2017. Some might know where to find the links of the minutes and read them, but the average citizen won't do that. It's not easy enough. It needs to be more convenient. By live streaming, governments are demonstrating transparency and accountability. It also provides real-time and accurate information to citizens quickly and efficiently. So what I've done is you have 5 commissions and committees that have all provided a motion to support that audio-video recording will enhance the current transparency of our Open Government Commission. Those commissions and committees are the Bicycle Pedestrian Commission, Parks and Rec Commission, Arts and Culture Commission, Public Art Committee, and obviously the Open Government Commission. So that's the new bike rack that you guys all approved last year and the funding for it. And we have established a bike rack decal program, and you can see the decal right below the Gilroy. The cost of that is $350. It's for 5 years. It's similar to what the bench pack program is. And when the donor will get first rights for another 5 years once that 5-year opportunity comes back. It's a brushed aluminum decal that is purchased through TFB Designs, which is in downtown Gilroy. The funds go into a public bike fund where we can support public bike projects. The fund can also accept direct donations as well. So we currently have 6 locations in downtown Gilroy with active decals, and I have 3 that are still open. The 3 that are still open are 7th in Monterey by the Art Center, 4th in Monterey, and 4th in Eagleberry. We also have 7 open locations more for the decorative bike racks. Oops. So I'm going to show you really quick. Get one? So there's 3 open ones that we have right now, and all you would have to do is go to our section of the website, download the application, and you can either bring the application directly to the counter at engineering, and they'll take care of it, or you can bring it, to our commission and give it to us as well. And then what we do is we put that in the agenda. There's it's a 4x10 plaque or and so all we do is just approve. We make sure there's no logos, no profanity, all that good stuff, and then it gets approved. And then we have a running list where we have when that 5 years will expire and who to contact to see if they want to re-up for it. This right here is a picture of all the racks that are in downtown Gilroy, and Reed Lerner Architects is the one that put this together for us. It looks a lot better on your smartphone, but basically the blues, and there's a link for this on our website. And what I'd like to see done is maybe even get like Articulate Solutions to build like a QR code reader for us. And then what you'd be able to do is like go down to that map on 5th and Monterey and be able to look up where the available bike parking is if you can't see it. But it's kind of hard to miss our bike racks because they are very, very colorful.
Especially that blue one out there.
So here's some information about that. So Reed Lerner Architects in downtown Gilroy was recently updated this map to show the current bike parking opportunities. So we have 100 bicycle parking spots in the historic downtown. With all the current unused public spaces, you could reach 300 bike parking spots, which includes all the downtown districts from 1st all the way through 10th. So like I said before, it's a one-page document. It's much easier to read on your smartphone or if you print it out. So next up, I'm going to let Sean Reedy talk about Safe Routes to School.
Good evening, Council. So we get excited about working on Safe Routes to School because it's an easy way for us to engage huge parts of our community in the stuff that Bicycle Pedestrian Commission works on. We see working on Safe Routes to School as an investment in quality of life for Gilroy. We've seen a lot of increased walking and biking to schools this year and in recent years with a lot of support from a public health grant. This helps people feel safer in their neighborhood and going to their schools when they're getting to know each other and walking and biking together. It's helping them build community and feel more connected to the people that they live around. Gilroy also has high rates of obesity and diabetes, and this anything where we get people walking and biking, exercising, that's a plus in helping to work against those issues. If you're driving around in the mornings, a lot of the time you'll see a lot of congestion, especially around school areas. And this really helps to reduce the number of vehicles around the school so that there's not as much traffic and it's actually safer for all the people who are walking and biking to get there more safely, be more visible. So some of the things we're doing on Safe Routes to School, we have every Wednesday is now Walk and Roll Wednesday. And we have at most of the schools, if you go around, you might see an increase, especially on Wednesdays. And that helps get schools excited when there's a particular day that's celebrated. Then that helps get people motivated to come out and walk or roll on that day, and then they might start doing it on other days as well. I'd like to thank Mayor Velasco for participating in some of the bigger walk and roll days we've had. We had International Walk and Bike to School Day last month, and he was able to attend and encourage the students to walk and roll and tell their friends at other schools to do the same thing. We also have educational activities like bike rodeos to make sure kids know how to walk and roll to school safely. One thing that we've been also doing is we've been attending planning meetings at the schools to make sure that the schools. Oh, okay, thanks. Planning meetings. We've been attending planning meetings at the school to help make sure that routes are planned that are safe and that the infrastructure is there to support that. And the city engineering staff has been really supportive in helping make sure when little things can be done around schools to make it safer, they're making sure to get that done. So we really appreciate that. Measure B funds are inching towards possibly being available, and we do anticipate and have been planning that we can use some of those funds to continue supporting Safe Routes to School in the future as the county grant that we're currently under sunsets. We also can foresee possibly using Measure B funds to support more open streets activities. We've seen things like the Tamal Festival. We've seen the Thursday night events. We've seen lots of events downtown where people have an opportunity to really enjoy community walking and biking to the downtown area, walking around freely. We envision possibly being able to get more events like that happening. One thing that you've heard me talk about a little bit is a county grant ending. So we've worked to make an action plan and a task force to make sure that Safe Routes to School can continue as some funding sources, and we need to collaborate with all the agencies that are involved in this to see if there's ways that we can secure funding to keep Safe Routes to School going. This is really an opportunity for all kinds of different partnerships to form and different groups to shine, all working together. We've had the city engineering, police department, school district, CHP, police department, sheriff department, county health, Silicon Valley Bicycle Coalition, and I'm probably forgetting some agencies that have been involved in all cooperating to help encourage kids and families to be able to walk and bike in our community and to do it safely. I'd like to thank Dan Harney and Marie Blankley for participating in some of the action planning meetings that we had during this year. And another thing that I see on the slide there is that we've done walk audits. So sometimes we will go study a school neighborhood and see what infrastructure needs might be needed there. And I'd like to thank Christy Abrams and the City Engineering Department, Dan Harney, Planning Commissioner Tom Fisher for attending a walk audit at Elliott School where we looked at how kids could safely get around that neighborhood, especially given that Alexander Station will be being built and kids need to be able to get to Elliott School and Gilroy High School and other schools safely from that location. Specialized Foundation Writing for Focus grant is one of the things we're most excited about. Solorzano Middle School now has a program as part of their PE department where for 6 weeks students get to ride bikes, be educated in how to do that well and do it safely. And we were able to make that happen through a grant through Specialized Bikes in Morgan Hill. And it just started this year. We're really excited about it. It's been going very well. And I can tell you, Superintendent Flores from the school district had a chance to see it, and she was really impressed. So we're going to see if we can get that going at other schools as well. Lastly, I want to talk about you'll be seeing in reports for developments that we report on Safe Routes to School, making sure that when developments come in front of Planning Commission and Council, that we have planned how students are going to be able to get to school safely and not just by driving. So we've been working to make sure those reports do get included and go in front of everyone that needs to be seeing them so that any request for infrastructure can be, that we make sure that those things are being taken into account when developments go through. You will be seeing an example of that coming before you soon from a development on Monterey Road, where we requested some infrastructure improvements that what we requested was a rear exit to the entrance and exit to the development, so that people would have more than just the option of using Monterey Highway to get to schools and other places needed to go from that development.
Next up is talking about the sidewalk program.
We need you to hurry up and wrap it up, please. This is taking longer than I thought it was going to.
All right, I'll skip that. I'll go to the more to come. So basically, you guys have you already know what's going to happen with the dirt pump track. We are participating in the BPAC 2040. E-bikes and e-scooters, even though I'm disappointed that Line Bike couldn't launch, we still want to continue to advocate and pursue all means of alternative and active transportation in Gilroy, and taking a leadership in the county as well. We met Public Affairs Director from Bird, which is an e-scooter company on the bottom right. They're reaching out because they do want to come into Gilroy. Gavilan College is still on board with launching some program, but they're looking for the city to lead the way. Backing angle parking is one of the safest forms for bicycles and pedestrians and vehicles. It's something that next year we're going to be looking at doing like a test scenario on Eagleberry. And recently they did this in Hollister as well. And you can find more information about that on our website. Highway 152, the First Street striping. So since we came in last time, we had no idea how many miles of bicycle infrastructure was in the city. We haven't really done much over the last year because a lot of that stuff is still with the developers. They haven't taken it over yet. But we do currently have 34 miles of bike infrastructure. And there plans to be probably an additional 15 miles of bike infrastructure within the next year. And also, you'll also notice that last year when I came through here, we were the only city left that did not have any green paint, any infrastructure like that to show any conflict areas. I can say right now that if you go over to Wellburn between Wren and Carmel, you'll actually see the first green paint on the ground. It's a bike route. It was a gap in the network. You're going to see Sharrows on top of that right now. So that's something that we're really happy to see. And then the same thing with Highway 152. You're going to see really good striping. And it's just going to give that whole entire corridor just a nice freshen up. Three things that we were not able to get through this time around, but they're from the Santa Clara County's Healthy Cities Initiative. That's the bicycle-friendly city. This is something that's important for the public, but it also helps out staff. It helps out with grants. We did not get that in time. They're supposed to be coming out sometime in November to be able to give us that update on that. A walk-friendly city designation is another thing that we're applying for. And then their access to water policy is just another checkbox on that dashboard where you'll probably be getting a report back soon. This is something that Councilmember Laura Munoz brought up last year of things we were failing and what we need to improve on. And last couple of things, there's one open seat on the Bike Ped Commission. It starts in January. For me, every year, this is kind of a pay it forward. Our member in the audience right now, Leo Gonzalez, I first watched him give the presentation on what the Bike Ped Commission is about, and he tried to recruit at the same time. So that's basically what I want to do as well. Thank you to Robert Carrera, who's our recording secretary, and thank you to Gary Heap, who's our city transportation engineer and our staff liaison. All right. We're
Perfect.
finished.
Thank you. Council, any questions? That was a pretty in-depth report. Appreciate it.
I know, and a lot of this stuff you've heard before, and
No, but it's good to.
it's a lot.
It's good to remind us, and after the third or fourth or fifth time, it'll start to sink in. So appreciate.
That's what we work for you.
Great. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you guys being here. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next year.
Thank you.
All right. See you. Next item up is reports of council members. Councilmember Bracco.
The only thing is tomorrow